Welcome to WWE Attitude Years 2000, where Triple H buried everyone, The Rock roasted everything, and Vince McMahon was out here beefing with his kids. TLC got brutal. The Radicals bailed on WCW, and nothing made sense, but we loved every second. Hop into our time machine, and let's get Uncensored.
What's up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity ENC.
I'm here too.
And I'm joined by my own personal Hot Commodity as we jump into our created our self-made time machine, going back to the Attitude Years Season 3. We just covered WWF Unforgiven. Make sure you check that out. And today we're covering WWF Raw is War from September 25th, 2000, live in Penn State, Pennsylvania. This is the first Raw is War. Pennsylvania. The first Raw is War to be featured on TNN instead of the USA Network. So let's dive right into it. We start off Raw with the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Austin comes out and says, since I've been gone, a lot's happened. Vince McMahon left to have babies. I hope for the human race he's drawing blanks. I'm going to weed through all of the superstars. I'm going to weed my way through all the wrestlers' asses till I get my payback and find out who ran me over. That's when Commissioner Foley comes out. And he basically says, I don't like your idea of figuring it this way out by attacking everyone. I've got my own investigation. Just sit back and relax and let me get to the bottom of it. And then Chris Benoit comes out and Benoit says, Stone Cold, we haven't met. I'm the best damn technical wrestler in the world. We can talk about injustice from 10 months ago, but we can also talk about the injustice that happened to me last night. For a second time, I was announced WWF champion, only to have it taken from me. And then Commissioner Foley is like, you know what, Benoit, tonight you will take on The Rock for the WWF title. And then Kurt Angle comes out, and Angle says, Benoit, you did get royally screwed, but I had a terrible night. I almost lost my genitals after Stephanie McMahon Helmsley low-blowed me. But I do forgive her. I saw the way Triple H forced himself onto her. She had no choice. I forgive you, Steph. But I don't forgive Triple H. Stone Cold Steve Austin, last night you attacked an American hero, and I demand an apology. And with that, Austin lands a stunner to both Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. And I'm liking this, that Austin is back. He's not taking shit from anybody. DTA, don't trust anyone. He's on a manhunt to find out who ran him over. And Benoit and Angle were just at the wrong place, wrong time right here. What'd you think?
Yeah. For sure. This was like great having Stone Cold back to the first Monday Night Raw. You know, I wasn't expecting a Netflix type Raw, but I thought I don't know, I thought they might do like a little something different, but it's alright. It was a decent Raw. And I like it starting out with Stone Cold. He really like gets everybody like hyped up and psyched for the night. And I'm excited to see what hell he's going to raise tonight, finding out who hit him with the car.
We'll find out pretty soon. Our first match of the night, Kane versus Rikishi here. And early on, Rikishi tosses Kane into the ring steps. Rikishi then lands a Samoan drop and then splashes Kane in the corner. Kane shows the referee on the floor, and then the ref throws out the match, so it's a no contest. Rikishi hits Kane in the back with his steel chair. Kane returns the favor, hitting Rikishi with a chair as well. The two brawl in the ring, and the referees separate them. So in a real fight, who do you think would win, Kane or Rikishi?
Probably Kane, because Rikishi moves kind of slow. Kane's a monster. He really is. Like, honestly, I love The Undertaker. He's like my favorite, but I think Kane could probably take it. Like, Kane at his prime, Kane was like hugely muscular, and he could brawl.
take a shot or a hit every time you hear Ant and I say Rikishi or Kane, pretty probably.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Kane. There
you go. So we see Stone Cold backstage talking to The Undertaker, and Taker's like, you know I didn't do it. If someone ran you over, they definitely would try to run me over, and eventually we're going to fight. And it's just a way to kind of see these two guys face to face after Austin coming back, but interesting to see here.
Yeah.
We then have Bubba Ray Dudley with Devon Dudley taking on Taz, and before the match, Taz mocks Bubba and says, you don't have enough balls to fight me one-on-one, have Devon go backstage. So Devon does. Early on in the match, Taz low blows Bubba and hits a clothesline. The referee gets knocked out, and Taz pours water on Jerry the King Lawler. Raven hits a DDT to Jerry Lawler on the floor, and then Raven hits Bubba with a DDT, allowing Taz to get the pin.
And Jerry Lawler was quite upset about this water for like 20 minutes. He was like drying himself with a towel, giving dirty looks and swearing.
He was wishing the cat was with him. That's why he was
he wanted to lick it off.
Yeah.
Uncensored.
What do you think about Raven, though, so far? I mean, this is the second time we're seeing him.
Well, I mean, I'm not thinking much of him at this point because he's like being gay and like popping up and like being underhanded and like sneaky. He's not like really going for anybody like face to face. So he kind of looks like an asshole at this point.
Moving on to other assholes, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley and Triple H are talking backstage, and Stephanie's mad that Triple H forgot about her birthday. He's like, I didn't forget about your birthday. There's a present at home on the bed for you when you
right next to Chyna.
Pretty much. And then she's also upset about the rough kiss that he gave her last night, and he said that kiss wasn't for you, it was for Kurt Angle to show him that you are mine. And very possessive of Triple H here.
Yeah, it's kind of hot.
Next, we have the WWF Tag Team Championships on the line in a ladder match. The newly crowned tag champions, the Hardy Boys, defending against Edge and Christian. If Edge and Christian lose here, they can never challenge the Hardy Boys for the tag titles as long as the Hardys are champions. Matt drop kicks a ladder in between Christian's balls to start off the match. This is always fun. Edge and Christian then sandwich Jeff Hardy between a ladder and splashes Jeff Hardy. Jeff dangles with the titles and Edge jumps off the ladder with a spear. That was a really cool moment in the match. Lita runs out and nails Edge in the back with a chair, and Christian takes out Lita with an inverted DDT. Edge hits a flying clothesline off a ladder to Jeff on the floor, and then Edge and Christian go to concerto Matt Hardy on the ladder, but Lita and Jeff Hardy push the ladders over, and the Hardy Boys retain the tag team titles. So now Edge and Christian can't challenge anymore.
Yeah, that's like the most important thing to take away from this match is that we're probably going to see the Dudleys or the Acolytes as probably the next champions.
We'll see. We then go to Stone Cold Steve Austin again backstage interview while confronting Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson. And he's like, if I find out you guys have anything to do with it, I'll fuck you guys up pretty much. Good shot to see them. We haven't seen them since, like, King of the Ring, I think.
Yeah.
Chyna comes out, and there's, like, a big poster of her Playboy magazine cover. And this is really weird. Yeah, she's like, she gets emotional, and she's like, I was given a gift that I ran with. People called me ugly and a freak, and it ticked me off. While I was working out, I saw a great quote about persistence. I'd like to thank me, myself, and I because I worked hard, and I'm going to show it in Playboy. And then the Right to Censor come out, and they trash talk Chyna. Val says Chyna is not worth it because, you know, he thinks she sucks. That's when Intercontinental Champion Eddie Guerrero comes out and challenges one of the Right to Censor to a match later, and Chyna tells him to kiss her ass.
She says, if you pick up the magazine and you see my ass, when you're done, you can kiss it.
Yeah.
It was a little weird because she kind of like was going off on like a feminist like rant for a little while, and she sounded very monotone also when she was doing it. And I love Chyna, but it was a little strange. But it was, besides that, it was like a way for her to get advertised the Playboy magazine. So, and all the guys in the audience like were holding it up. They had already bought it and stuff. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was probably like the best she ever felt there.
Trish Stratus is flirting with Kurt Angle backstage, and we saw her on Unforgiven doing the same thing. Trish is trying to get into some Olympic gold medals.
Kurt wants Trish wants an angle.
Thank you, Trish. We have our first blood match between Chris Jericho and X-Pac. Jericho lands a spinning heel kick in the ring and a leaping forearm. X-Pac heel kicks Chris Jericho over the railing into the crowd. And then X-Pac breaks a glass bottle over Chris Jericho, and Jericho bleeds. Now, you mentioned earlier on in the match.
Yeah, there was some type of botch with the glass
I think
bottle.
he broke the glass bottle, and that's why he was like, fuck, because that was the ending of the match. And he's like, how are we going to get to it? Which is why when he hits him with it, he's like covering it up a little bit. But, yeah, so X-Pac wins. After, though, Jericho low blows X-Pac, hits X-Pac with those nunchucks. X-Pac is bleeding badly. Both Jericho and Pac are bleeding. And then Jericho applies the walls of Jericho and X-Pac on the announce table.
Yeah. This match was alright. I kind of figured that Jericho was going to lose because he didn't have a shirt on and X-Pac was, like, completely covered. But I actually think X-Pac's hand was bleeding before Jericho was. But it was it was alright. It was an attitude match, you know.
Moving on.
I'm getting bored of them fighting each other, to be honest.
Yeah. We see the photos of Chyna and Playboy. We should look at them quick live. Do you think we could see them?
Yeah. Go to Bing.com and turn.
I love how you have all the dirty shit.
And turn safe search off.
Why?
Because they won't show it to you if you don't do that. Go to Bing.
Do you look at porn all the time? That's what you used to do, probably.
I used to. Now I have sex.
Yeah. Okay, well, how do I turn?
I don't even have internet right now, so... Alright, so go to... turn it off.
Look, he's taking the phone because he knows how to do it. He's a pro here.
Yeah.
Type in Chyna Playboy November 2000. We're being specific here at the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast because I want to see the actual fucking nudes to see if it's worth anything. Like Val Venus said.
I think it just shows her tits. She definitely isn't bottom. Hold on, I didn't even have... Hold on, I don't even know if yet. Okay, here we go. There's the first one, full nude.
Let me see.
Does she have panties on?
Let me see. No, she has a bush.
Oh.
Okay, Chyna. Not too bad there for that one. Is this the same one? This is another one. Her, by a globe. Her boobs are out. You're smiling while I look at porn. This is great. You're like, yes, I could turn him into it. And then her ass.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you want to watch Chyna, that's not really helpful.
I don't know if this is her. So now, how do we know,
There was, 4 pictures.
Is this
4 or 5 they showed.
I think that's it, too.
That's one.
Okay, so Chyna, good job. Because you know what? She looks really... The thing is, here's the thing. Sometimes porn can be, she's
Playboy
classy.
isn't porn. Playboy is the women who do it are modeling. It's not like they're having sex and fingering themselves or anything.
You better get Chyna. I kind of want to see, just to compare really
pictures.
quick, I want to see Sable's really quick because Sable is the only other person to...
Trish never did it?
No.
I can't believe they're the only two?
Yep. I just want to see her Playboy quick.
And you should look at Shawn Michaels' Playgirl.
I just want to see Sable's Playboy.
Shawn Michaels' Playgirl is boring. You just see a little bit of his butt.
Hang on, let's see.
Right, you don't get to see the main show. But you don't get to see a showstopper.
Okay, let me see her. Okay, so I like Chyna's better. Yeah. I don't really think Sable's too attractive, is the thing. Chyna looks elegant in her nude photos in Playboy. Respect Chyna. So, we have Intercontinental Champion Eddie Guerrero with Chyna taking on Val Venus with Steven Richards here. Val hits a fisherman suplex and a sit-out powerbomb. Eddie Guerrero superplexes Val. And then Steven Richards gets on the ropes and Chyna pants him. And you see his ass for a minute.
He had a nice butt.
Eddie rolls up Val, and Eddie Guerrero retains the title with some help from Chyna.
Yeah. Eddie had to keep the title. He was fighting for his woman.
He was. Next up, William Regal is in the ring, and he's like, we're in Penn State University, so I want to educate you all. So he starts to read William Shakespeare's Hamlet, and he gets interrupted by Stone Cold Steve Austin, who comes out and just hits him with a Stone Cold Stunner. And this is the last we see of Austin, but he definitely left his mark tonight, just attacking everybody here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does on SmackDown and how long they're going to play this out. I hope this isn't like another month-long thing.
And the other thing, too, is Regal was going to read a whole fucking Hamlet, which is like a fucking 2.5-hour book, so I don't know how long they're ever going to sit for that.
Yeah.
All right, we've come to our main event of Raw. The WWF Champion, The Rock, defending against Chris Benoit, and Benoit has Shane McMahon in his corner for the match here. Benoit hits a backbreaker to start. Rock applies a sharpshooter, but Shane hits The Rock from behind. Benoit is able to land a flying headbutt. And then Rock hits a spine buster to Shane McMahon after Shane continues to get involved. Benoit then accidentally hits Shane McMahon in the head with a steel chair. Stephanie McMahon Helmsley comes out to check on her brother, followed by her husband Triple H, who yells at Stephanie to go backstage. The Rock tosses Benoit to Triple H, which pisses him off. What pisses Triple H off. Triple H hangs Chris Benoit across the top rope, allowing The Rock to land a rock bottom, and The Rock retains the WWF title with some help from the Game Triple H. After the match, Benoit and Kurt Angle attack The Rock and Triple H, and then Stephanie slaps Kurt Angle. Chris Benoit gets in Angle's face. He's like, "What are you doing? This is Stephanie McMahon." And then Benoit headbutts Stephanie McMahon Helmsley.
This is the only thing I'm excited for. Are we going to possibly see a tag team match with Triple H and The Rock versus them two? I think that would be cool.
I want to see Triple H is going to do, because he went after Kurt Angle for kissing his wife. What is he going to do to someone who hit his wife? You know, that's a different element.
Yeah.
And we're a couple weeks away. We're not even October yet, but we've got No Mercy around the corner. Stone Cold's on the hunt to find out who ran him over.
Now, back then, what's the next big pay-per-view?
After No Mercy is Survivor Series in November.
Okay.
So we'll be covering that, so stay tuned for that. But we've covered all of Raw. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell on YouTube to stay notified when new content comes out. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.